Hey guys, it's Vince at CG Vinyl Studio, and today I want to demonstrate our newest release of vinyl. And you can see here we've got some Tamiya graphics for a vehicle actually done, and this is on our new Aqua Vinyl. Now, Aqua Vinyl is unlike any other substrate we offer. It is the most durable inkjet printable substrate you will find. That being said, I want to do a demonstration to reflect just how durable this is, and I cannot emphasize enough that this is an inkjet printable substrate. So again, you can use this with your inkjet printers. Again, end result is going to base, as far as the finish of the product, based on what printer you're using. If it's a sub $100 printer, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're using a higher dollar printer, somewhere around the range of $200 to $300, you're going to get amazing results. You can see this material when it's laminated with 3M8518. It is the closest finish to a glossy paint job as you will get. What makes this material so unique is that, number one, it's slightly thicker than most vinyls. It's actually based on a plastic formulation, but what's really interesting is, I'm going to just peel off an image that actually is on with a full bleed on the edge, which means you can see no white exterior showing. This would be the most difficult image to actually protect, because with no actual edge sealer and you have a full bleed edge where your ink is coming up to the edge, over time in any type of environmental conditions, you would find in the elements that you would have moisture seepage. Well, to prove to you this is the most durable vinyl there is in terms of inkjet, I'm applying it to the bottom of a glass Pyrex bowl, and I'm going to submerge this completely for 24 hours underwater. Now, all I ask is that we're going to demonstrate this in a 24-hour period, and for those of you using vinyl currently on the market already, I suggest you attempt this using a physical laminate and actually submerging the vinyl underwater in excess of, we'll say 6 hours. Most vinyl will naturally bleed within 6 hours, especially on inkjet. You can see that this substrate's now fully submerged, and to make sure there's no games, I'm going to put the lid on. And of course, I can't film this for 24 hours because the amount of space it would take would be ridiculous. So what we're going to do is seal the lid. I'm sealing it right here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to peel the excess tape off. You can see that lid is sealed, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tamper evident marking gel so that we can seal this and you know nothing was tampered with. Okay, there it is. It's right on the bowl, and you can see it right on the tape. That tamper evident seal, if I break this to remove this, you will see that this naturally will be broken, the seal. No different than if you did it with any other product. Now, what I also want to show, just do this real quick, is we have a piece of the Aqua Vinyl here, and this we've been working on some time. You can see the finish on it. Again, it is a much thicker substrate. We are looking at more of a base plastic, and when I say it's thicker, if you want to do complex curves with this, it's fine to do. You will have to heat it with a heat gun. Again, not a big deal for guys seriously doing graphics. A hairdryer may work if it gets up to temperature. Again, we don't want to go excessive heat, but again, it is much thicker, so applying to complex curves, this is something you have to think about. What we did was formulate it with the 3M8518 so that we get as close to a molecular bond as possible. And again, this actual laminate, the 3M8518 glossy, you can see how transparent that is. It's 0.02 of an inch in thickness. When you apply this, and I just want to show you just what we're going to get when we apply this. Again, it's unlike any other substrate once you apply the actual laminate. I'm just going to go over, and again, I'm doing this rough. You will not use your own hands and, you know, cheaper methods in terms of actual lamination. You should be using a roller to actually laminate, and an actual lamination machine. And you find using a manual laminator. You can see the finish right there. Again, I got an air bubble right there. But the bond on this, if I was to go to remove this, it will literally destroy the vinyl. And I mean totally. And that's after just seconds, you can see it destroyed it. Okay, that is the difference between this substrate and what you get on typical vinyls. You'll find that most of the time when you laminate a vinyl, if you go to remove the upper portion, the laminate portion of the vinyl, it's sealed, but it can actually permeate in terms of moisture and elements outside. What makes this so unique is this vinyl is completely resistant to that. So much so it will destroy itself by actually eliminating the top layer, and you can see it right there. And what that simply means is, naturally when we lay down ink, it's always on the top layer, so it's completely bonded. And that means that all of your images, whatever they may be, not only are they crystal clear, again you can see the ink transfer on this, absolutely flawless. Color spectrum is perfect. It does have a clear backing. Okay, so again, that makes it really cool if you're applying it and you wanted to show exactly what it's going to be actually applied to as far as the images. But overall, this material has taken quite some time to get dialed in, but it is by far and away for inkjet printing the most advanced material there is. And we'll cover that tomorrow once we actually open this unit up. And I want to get one more thing. So once again, no funny business. You got a screenshot? January 3rd, 8:55 a.m. We'll break this seal tomorrow at the same time, and again, we will see exactly what we are left with. But overall, if that ink did not bleed on a full bleed graphic, anyone doing and familiar with graphics will tell you, especially being submerged underwater, and again, you can still see it naturally in there. There it is, completely submerged. Matter of fact, you see no ink. But we'll let this go, and you will see the true definition of the most durable vinyl currently on the market for inkjet printable printers. Again, this is something that we've worked for some time on to get the formulation just right. But as far as the most durable substrate, something that you can work with in the house, if you're doing any type of graphics, we have a lot of business owners that want to do their own graphics, save a ton of money on, doing anything from offices. If they're doing like doors in the office, displays in the office on the front door as far as timestamps of when the building will be open and whatnot. This material is amazing to be used. And again, the reflection, once laminated with the 3M8518, is just absolutely ridiculous. So again, guys, I hope that this video has been helpful. I know it's going to definitely make you guys have more questions. We get them all the time. Please don't be afraid to contact us. You'll see the contact information in the video link. Tomorrow we'll crack this sucker open and we'll go from there. We'll see the end result and we'll cover some more details. Thank you. Take care. Okay, guys, it's Vince from CG Vinyl Studio, and we're going to do the unveiling. It's actually been over 24 hours. You can see the timestamp on the phone. It's 10:30, Tuesday, January 4th. And the seal is still completely in place. Nothing has been tampered with. Make sure she can see that. There you go. Okay. I'm going to break the seal right now. We'll check our print. Try not to spill water everywhere. And you can see, there's your print. Right there. Now that's been underwater 24 hours. I'm just touching it just to make sure everything is bonded so you can see everything is as it should be. And you're golden. I'm going to dump the water out. Okay, we just emptied the water out and I just wanted to show you the finished product. And again, as good as new. And that's been underwater submerged for over 24 hours. Here is the original graphic. I'll even take it off the backing. Show you exactly what you've got. Here's the original. You can see they're exact. So again, looking at the original I just pulled off, this one's been underwater for 24 hours. Completely submerged, underwater, 24 hours. The adhesion on this is still ridiculous. Bonding strength, let me just absorb some water. You can see full glue, saturation, nothing here has changed. There's no penetration from water, moisture, nothing. Again, the most durable vinyl you will get, and you guys seen it for yourself. And the easiest way to do this, and this is why I love this, I'm not big into gimmicks. I say take your vinyl you're currently using, if you're using Cricut vinyl, if you're using Papilio vinyl, if you're using any other brand vinyl, laminate it with a physical laminate, submerge it under water, and just see if you can exceed 6 hours, you did good. And I'm talking about an inkjet printable substrate. So anything that can use inkjet printable inks, submerging it, adhering it to the surface naturally while it's submerged, and see if it holds up. This is truly an amazing feature of this material. And again, I think it's going to unleash a lot of potential for you guys to do your own work, depending upon naturally what you want done. For this kind of potential, it used to cost, depending on the job and depending upon your application, aqua-based vinyls, they can go very, very high in price. If you factor in the cost of this with the 3M 8518 and it comes in pre-cut sheets, there's simply nothing like this. On top of the fact, we can custom cut your sheets, which I know no one else does. And I know no one else has the vinyl, so again, it makes it all too easy for you guys to custom design whatever substrates you need for your work you want to do. And again, you can see the decal sheet, just to give you an idea, again, of the gloss finish. And you can see that one was underwater, and you can still see the gloss on that graphic. It's just absolutely amazing. And seeing the two together, you can definitely see exactly the same. Nothing to it. And that was completely submerged. I cannot emphasize that enough, because anyone that does anything with inkjet printable vinyl will tell you that has been in the industry at any period of time. Submerging a graphic underwater is probably going to be the most destructive formulation of trying to put together the elements outside that you will get. Moisture is, it just debilitates everything. Okay, a lot of people think it's UV light. UV, the thing about it is, it depends on the angle. So again, if you put this graphic outside and it's directly in sun, it's only going to be directly in sun based on the time. A lot of people forget that. If you're rough with a graphic, I don't care what it's made out of, and when I say rough, I mean physically rough, that's going to degrade naturally the graphic itself, because again, they're not made to do anything other than be cosmetically perfect. So again, if you're using abrasive type materials, if you're washing your car and you're using an abrasive type mid or scrubbing pattern, that will naturally abrade the actual laminate on whatever graphic you're using. But overall, moisture and the elements is what's going to deteriorate a graphic farther than anything else. And now you guys have seen submerging a graphic underwater for 24 hours. It's absolutely insane. You can see, I'm just going to turn it over so you can see all of those color patterns. I'll let her focus a little bit. Again, we are shooting in 4K. So again, guys, I hope that this video has been really helpful and educational. I wanted to show you guys again how we've worked so hard to get this formulation correct and show you exactly what's possible using inkjet printable materials. Once again, there's nothing like this on the market. Nothing I've ever seen that would last submerged underwater even close to 24 hours using inkjet printable inks. And again, the beauty of using an inkjet printer, many of you already know, is the low cost associated with. Now, when I say low cost, that doesn't mean no cost, because of course, the better the print job you're looking for, you want a printer to be at least in excess of $200 to really give you the perfect printing patterns that you want. And when I say that, I'm looking more at color spectrum. A lot of times guys will use really, really ultra cheap printers, or even worse, use non-OEM inks, and then say, well, I can't get the finish just right, or my color palette's off. Do you guys have a different file for colors palette? And it's really not even that. You can use whatever colors you like as far as the files, as far as uploading any type of designs from the actual manufacturer. But the biggest thing you're going to find is if you're using OEM inks. Again, the manufacturer knows that print head better than anybody, and using OEM inks, or even worse, crossing an OEM ink between OEM and actually doing aftermarket inks, that's even worse, because now you've put both types of inks in the printer and you've contaminated that ink pump system, and you're going to get even more disparity. So whatever you choose, make sure you stay with one and stay with it consecutively. With Epson and other printers, the higher dollar ones, you'll find that they always tell you to stay with the printing palette you've actually installed. You know, if you go with a Photo Black, then you're going to stay with Photo Black. And it's no different than any other color palette you have in your printer. But again, the proof is in the pudding. You guys have seen it live. This is done right before your eyes. And again, this is what can be achieved on about a $200 printer as far as graphic production. Then of course, if you have your own cutter, you're all set. So again, guys, I hope that this video has been helpful. If you do have any questions, you'll see links in the video at the end, naturally, to contact us as far as email for consultations, quotes, whatever you guys need as far as comments. Again, don't be afraid to contact us on custom orders. We get that all the time. We'll definitely work with you the best we can, give you the best pricing. Thank you all for your support.